Okay, so I kind of like these reminder videos, but this is a reminder video that I want to make a video about my broken shoulder, like a whole intro to it. I have the x-ray pictures, and I think if there's like, I have a tangible picture and then some screenshots on the phone. So, okay, today's the day. I actually have my follow-up appointment today at 3:50. I called today and they were like, we could get you in 2 weeks, or if you want to come in today at 3:50. I was like, yep, today's great. Today is great. So here, this was the first, let me turn this. Okay, that's better. So here's the first x-ray. This is the part that's broken, and there's a little, this area up here, and there's a little itty bitty bone down there. They're not concerned about that. But we have time tracking on here. So it was September 24th that I decided to go to the doctor. The reason I went to the doctor was because I went to work out with my trainer, because I'm working on the temple, and I had ran into a concrete wall in Miami and completely, I fucked up this whole side of my body. It was a lot. There's just so many details missing, but that happened. I waited a couple days. It was like concussion. It was the whole thing. It was just not great. But I was working out. I was trying my best. It hurt a lot, and I go to work out, and my trainer is like, "No, we're not. This is like day 3. We're not doing it anymore. You need to go to the doctor." So we have like an all-out battle. It's not a battle. He was just being loving and supportive in a way that I didn't want him to be. Anyway, I go to the doctor, the urgent care, because I don't have insurance, we don't need that. And I'm like, I can move it all around, And he's like, I don't think it's broken, but we'll x-ray it. Sure as shit, he comes back in and he's like, the bone that connects the collarbone to the shoulder is broken there. I was like, great. Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay. He gives me a call. I wear the sling out of the place. It was like strapped around my belly and everything. I was like, this is completely unnecessary. But I wear the sling. He's like, you need to go see a specialist. So I go to the Orthopedic Associates. I actually talked to one of my really good friends in the parking lot of another doctor's office for a long time, and it didn't feel right going in there. And I was like, I'm just gonna go to this other place tomorrow. There's like a sports medicine place, and I was like, I'm sporty, I'm gonna go to the sports medicine place. So I go there, and they x-ray it again. Lovely people. I love them in there. They told me when I come back they're gonna have a Halloween surprise for me, so we'll see if it's there. But I did miss my appointment last week. I had to cancel it. But I went, and he's like, yeah, it's broken. And he was trying to put me in a sling too, and I was like, my balance is terrible, and you want me to have like this whole arm in a sling? Like, no. So I have to wear this. It's like a backpack that's just like a heat trap. It's really hot. It's like months. It feels like months. It's like part of my body. I hate when I can feel anything, and I just feel this all the time. So I'm going back today. When they x-rayed it the first time, he's like, yeah, it's broken. When I went back, it was like October 2nd, something like that. He said, it's not showing any signs of improvement. There's no bone growth, but it's also still aligned. Now, let's just rewind a little bit. I broke my foot. It was one of those ballerina fractures, and my bone was like this. And they're like, okay, we just need your bone to grow back together, And instead of my bone growing back together, my bone grew a separate bone and connected like a little bridge. So I'm assuming if we're gonna just follow patterns, my shoulder is probably making a bridge right now, because it feels different when I touch it. So I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be a surprise when we go today. But when I was there the last time, I was like, look, am I clear to like travel? Like, can I go to Europe for a month? Is that kosher? And he was like, yeah, as long as you're wearing that brace. And the other rule was I can't lift anything heavier than a cell phone with my left hand. So I've been like pretty on point with that. But when I was there this last time, he said, because it doesn't hurt and everything is still lined up, like, that's good. So hopefully I go in there today and he just tells me, oh, everything's healed. You can get back to normal life and you don't have to wear that brace anymore, ever again. But yeah, when I was there, he said if it doesn't heal, he's not sure what we're gonna do, because he said that little itty bitty part of bone that broke off that's over here in my rounded shoulders has to connect onto this part, and the type of hardware that he would need to insert to connect that, the bone piece that's broken off isn't stable enough to hold the hardware that it would need to connect it back together to the other piece. So I don't know if we're looking at like just amputate the whole arm. No, I know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll. So I had the wrong day. It's tomorrow. Okay, so the news isn't as fantastic as it should be. It's still aligned, still lined up. It's showing just a little bit of bone growth, not as much as he'd expect to see. He told me he's comfortable with me not wearing the brace if I'm comfortable with it, and to try it for a few hours at a time. That space there that the arrow is pointing to, he said should get filled in with bone. So I go back in a month. He took a little selfie with me. He told me that no gym, no upper body for another month, and he's like, please just give me a month. And he said if it's still not showing progress, then we will figure out what we'll do. I was like, amputation, right? And he said no, but we would definitely open it up. And so we're not doing that. He called me a gentle healer, and he said keep living my life.